Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a foundation first impression. We're just going to try out the Ysl Touche Eclat foundation today. So I'm really excited to try this. I used to have a sample of this and I remember really liking it. I'm pretty sure I got the sample when I was in America last year. And this time when I went back just a couple of weeks ago when I was in LA, I saw it at Sephora and I was like, you know what, this is so expensive in Australia. I remember really liking it. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and purchase it. But I actually have no memory of what it looked like on my skin. I just know that I liked it. At least I think I did. This foundation actually retails for $89 Australian. It is very expensive. And I believe in America I paid something like $40 to $50. I had a quick look online and I remember seeing $48. So I could be wrong. I'll leave all the actual prices listed in the description down below for you guys. I'm reading straight off of the Mecca website, so you guys can get this online at Mecca, in store, and I believe you can get it from David Jones as well. It comes in roughly 15 different shades. They don't seem to go too dark, but again, I can't really remember what they did look like in store. It says that this is the first awakening foundation by YSL, the magic of a weightless radiance and flawless coverage. So I think it's meant to be really lightweight, have a really beautiful radiant sort of natural finish, and flawless coverage. I'm guessing that it helps correct all of the redness and just like imperfections in the skin. So the foundation itself comes in a nice glass bottle. I really like glass bottles. They're not the best for traveling, but I just think it looks really nice. And for me personally, I just like how it looks on my vanity and that sort of thing. And I think just having like a glass bottle rather than like a plastic one for a foundation, it kind of makes up for the price. I mean, I shouldn't have to pay like $1 million more just to have a glass bottle. But I think if you are paying so much for something, then having a glass bottle and having like really nice packaging, taking pride in what the product looks like, kind of makes up for that ridiculous expensive price tag. Oh, it has a pump. I didn't actually know that it had a pump. I like anticipated that this would just be a screw off and pull kind of dealio. But yeah, it comes with a pump, so that's sick-ass. I picked up the shade BD30 Warm Almond. Oh, and this has an expiry date on the bottom. So this expires in September 2017. Is that right? Is that right? That's not right. Surely that's not right. It says EXP 09/17. To me, that's either the 17th of September or September 2017. And it's literally the 12th of August. If that's right, that is a F's and joke. Yeah, F's and jokes in me. So there's not really any information online about how to apply it, so I'm just gonna apply it as I usually would. I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin with my Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I personally never skip priming. I used to do it with some of my earlier first impressions reviews, but I just found that there was no difference between priming and not priming regarding the longevity of the foundation. For me, it's more just putting a barrier on my skin and ensuring that the foundation isn't going to sink in and create blemishes and breakouts. It's kind of like if you were to paint a wall in your house, you're not just going to go straight in with paint. You have to put a primer down first because otherwise the paint isn't going to perform how it's supposed to. So it's kind of the same thing with skin. So that's why I like to go in with a primer. So I'm not too sure how this foundation works, like if it's going to dry out or not. So I'm just going to dot it onto the right side of my face first, and just leave the left side bare just in case it does kind of dry out. And then I'm just going to start patting it into my skin in stippling motions and kind of brushing downwards as well. It has a smell, kind of, what is it? Just like a very foundation-y makeup sort of smell. So I can kind of already tell I don't really like using a brush with this, just because I've noticed some parts are kind of getting a little bit streaky. I totally get what it means when it says it's a flawless coverage, but it's breathable. It feels like a cream that I'm putting on my skin, but not in a heavy way. It feels very lightweight putting it on, and I can still see all of my skin. Like when I was applying it, I was kind of like, oh, I might need to go in with more. But as soon as I looked into the viewfinder and I saw the difference between the left side and the right side of my face, I just realized how flawless it actually made my skin look. And the color is actually a really good match for my fake tan. I've only just done my fake tan this morning, so this is like the developing color, so I am going to be a little bit more neutral than my foundation at the moment. But as soon as I wash off this guide color and I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to be yellow because I always turn into a damn Simpson when I tan. I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge now, and I'm just going to dip it in and start applying it. So I can definitely tell that I prefer the sponge just because it soaks up a little bit of product, and I just don't really like the feeling of smashing my face with a brush. I feel like I'm using a fair bit of product. Like, I definitely don't think you would need this much, but it doesn't look cakey on my face. You guys can probably like notice the foundation a lot more on my face because I am going like up a few shades. But yeah, that's just to match my body. So that's what it looks like after roughly 4 pumps over my entire face and onto my neck. I did have quite a little bit left over, probably an extra pump, and I did blend that over my neck. So I would say roughly I did like 3 pumps on my face, and I definitely didn't need that much because my beauty blender soaked up quite a lot of it. So I would say you can use 2 pumps over your entire face. I think it looks like a really beautiful, luminous, dewy kind of finish. This definitely is not a matte foundation. And having said that it's dewy, it is kind of more on like the natural side of dewy. So I definitely agree with it being radiant. I think it's really flawless. It's not like full coverage, and don't shoot me when I say that. I just mean in comparison to something like Marc Jacobs Remarkable, that's like crazy full coverage. This is still really beautiful and such full coverage, but it's just not like on that kind of level. So if that's the kind of full coverage that you're going for, like that really insane pigment kind of full coverage, then this isn't like going to cover absolutely everything. But if you just have a bit of redness like me and you just want that general sort of everyday flawless full coverage, then this is going to be really beautiful. I'm so excited to keep this on all day. It is currently 12:33 in the afternoon, so I'm going to keep this on for as long as I can. We'll just see. You guys know I never really wear foundation or makeup for super long during the day, and I really did want to get started filming this a lot earlier for you guys, but you know, subculture was playing your girl. She was playing me. You probably can't tell on camera how bad my eyeshadow is, but in person, I ain't going nowhere today. So I'm going to go and finish doing the rest of my base makeup and my lower lash line for my eyeshadow as well. I'm currently filming my ABH Subculture palette review for you guys, so I'm not sure if that's going to be up before this or after this video, but regardless, I will list it in the description box for you guys whenever it's up. So yeah, I will check back in as soon as my foundation is done. My foundation is done as soon as my makeup's done. Alright guys, so I finished applying my makeup and I just quickly filmed my review of the Subculture palette. So it's now 2:30 in the afternoon. I think the last time I checked in, it was like either 12:30 or it was close to 1, I'm not sure. So I've had this foundation on for, let's just say, 2 hours now. It's looking really nice. Like, oh my god, it looks really beautiful. It looks like I've just finished my makeup. When I set it with the powder, it went really matte, but you can still see like the radiance coming through. It just looks like a really flawless kind of finish. There's not really a lot of like glow on my face other than the areas that I highlighted myself after setting. So by setting my face with the powder, it did kind of take away some of the radiance and the dewiness. I think this is one of those foundations that's only going to start looking better throughout the day. So what I used to set my face was the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm like all out of this now. It's so sad, but that's what I use all the time. So I just like to keep the variables kind of the same. And then for my concealer, I just used the Tarte Shape Tape. So that's pretty much all I have to say at the moment. I don't really have like any strong opinions or anything on it. It looks really good on my skin. I don't know, it looks kind of a little bit cakey just here. Like I can see my little mouth wrinkles. But like that's about it. Other than that, I look like I have no pores. It looks really soft and just really nice on the skin. It kind of made my skin look like a porcelain doll. I did forget to insert a flash test earlier on before I did the rest of my makeup, so I will insert one now for you guys. I didn't personally notice any issues with any flashback, but definitely let me know if you think you see some in the photo. That's basically it for now. Everything is looking pretty good. I'm gonna check back in another few hours. I have to film a haul for you guys. Very exciting. And I need to eat because because all I've had today is like 3 grapes and a Nutella croissant and a tea, and like that's really bad. So I'm gonna go eat and I will come back and let you guys know how everything is going. So I'm back, guys. It is now 5:07 p.m. in the evening. Ugh, I just want to take my makeup off and go to sleep. Not because it feels gross or anything, just my eyes are really tired from wearing contacts all day. Like, they're starting to really hurt. I just changed my shirt and I just took my hair out because my hair was annoying me and I wanted to change my shirt so I wasn't wearing the same shirt in every single video. So that's all that is, guys. It's definitely the same day. You can see the texture on my forehead, definitely, but it doesn't look bad, and it hasn't really gotten oily or anything. Like, it hasn't come off. This part that I mentioned before where it was kind of like wrinkling a little bit, you can still see the wrinkles a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. From what I can tell, it hasn't faded, it hasn't really rubbed off. There's no patches missing, it's not looking oily. It looks pretty much the same as it did when I applied it. If anything, my natural oils are just starting to come through a little bit more. But they're barely coming through. This part of my face looks really, really smooth as well. This is where I applied my concealer, but it just blended over top of it like a dream. I just honestly think this foundation looks really, really good on my skin. Like, it's holding up really well. So I have nothing bad to say about this foundation at all right now. It's definitely not super radiant. Like, I thought it would get more radiant throughout the day, but my oils really haven't come through. I'm gonna check back in another few hours. Hopefully I'll have something to report on. I mean, I hope I don't, because I still want it to be amazing, but hopefully it'll be more interesting than this check-in for you guys, and that will be my last check-in. So I'm back. It's now 7 p.m. I was trying to hold out until 8, but my eyes just started hurting so much, so I've actually taken my contact lenses out now, so I can't see a thing. The foundation is looking really, really good still. I don't have anything bad to say about it whatsoever. It just looks really nice on my skin. Like, my skin just looks like skin. I feel like it's so weird doing a foundation first impression where I have nothing bad to say whatsoever, but it just literally hasn't really changed much since, like, I first applied it. It has faded just down here. I can't even like show you guys, but just like along the bottom of my chin and my jaw, just where I always touch my face, it's just faded and come off a little bit there. I could definitely like continue to wear this all night and I think it would still be fine. I don't need to powder or anything. None of my oil is coming through, and I have combo skin, so that's really weird that I'm not oily at all, because usually I start to get oily like within a few hours. So my final thoughts and opinions on this foundation after doing this wear test all day is that I'm obsessed with it. I really like it. I love how it looks on my skin. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels really lightweight. I can't really feel that I have foundation on, and the only reason I want to take my makeup off is because I'm just like, my eyelashes are a little bit heavy, and my eye makeup is starting to just irritate my eyes because I have quite sensitive eyes. My base feels absolutely amazing, and that's pretty crazy for wearing a foundation for like 6 or 7 hours. I think I've been wearing it now. So yeah, I really, really like this. I haven't found that there was any flashback or anything. Totally agree with it being lightweight. I definitely think it is quite radiant on the skin, but in a natural way. It does set a little bit more matte than I thought it would, but I actually really like that. I think it really fits with my skin type. So I think if you guys have combination skin or you're oily, I think you're really going to like this. And it didn't seem to oxidize or anything. Like, my face looks the same color as when I first applied the foundation. It was really easy to apply. I don't even think I initially mentioned that when I was applying it. It's just a dream foundation to work with, so I just kind of forgot all the things that I was supposed to mention throughout this video, but I will update you guys in the description box, and I will keep trying this out, and I will let you guys know in like future videos how everything is going and if I'm still loving it. But I'm going to continue wearing this for like the rest of the week, and just see how it goes. Other than that, I really like it. $89 is really fucking expensive for a foundation. I know I bought mine in LA, but to be 100% honest with you guys, if I ran out of this, I would definitely go and repurchase it, because right now I'm obsessed, super obsessed with it. So that's basically it. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. I'm really tired right now. My brain is just scrambled after filming all day, so hoping I haven't forgotten anything, but if I have, everything will just be listed in the description box for you guys. That's it for this video, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I have tons more first impressions and reviews coming for you guys, as well as a ton of tutorials. Lots of glitter coming at ya. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Front row seat, up,